Well, hello there, boys and girls. It's TMK back at it with another live stream, and we are on comms today for season 4 of the eDTM. Round 3, we find ourselves here at the wonderful Catalonia. How's it going, Mr. Cowboy? What's your name, dude? What is your name, please, quickly copy this link into the right discords and we're going to be kicking this off. Mr. Cowboy himself in the McLaren. Yuha, is that okay? Yuha High. As long as Yuha is correct, then I'm happy. Yuha, beautiful. Happy days, appreciate it, brother. Just gonna quickly get this sent into the right discords. Yuha, that's a nice name as well.
The likes of.
That's what I like to hear, Brigsby. You're an absolute gentleman. And we support each other, brothers from other mothers, eh? I appreciate it, mate. Are you actually streaming right now as well? We're finished. Well, it looks as though practice is coming to a close, and we're going to be kicking off with some qualifying. We've got 15 minutes of qualifying and a 40-minute race.
Eyes.
Appreciate it, John, you absolute legend. I appreciate it, mate. I appreciate it. Sam Bridges.
Hi, Matt and chat.
Yuha, I think we should probably make you mod because you are always doing this stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it appears there is a green for the qualifying session underway. All drivers. Howdy doodle, Mew. Good to see you, sir. Boo-wah. It's always a pleasure to see you drop by and chat as time goes by, but nevertheless qualifying is a go. We've got less than 15 minutes left to put a time down, and of course the outlap will need to be completed, and it's worth taking note that it does take 2 full laps for your tyres to actually be in optimum temperature, which doesn't necessarily mean that's where you get your fastest lap, but it does mean that you have more optimal chances of reaching the fastest lap after 2 full laps. Warm those tyres up. Who's Sam Bridges?
I have mixed.
I honestly can't remember.
but he can't see chat with his VR on. Lol.
Oh, he's got his VR on, I see. Also, I'm going to quickly change the speech to text. Had that on from racing last time. But Juha is first out of the pits. He's coming up to the final sector here at Catalonia for round 3 of the eDTM. And outlap is going to be completed in a few moments time, and we'll keep an eye on that. Let me just change speech to text to Christian. It's good to see you, my friend. Quickly,
Sometimes I'm Sam Bridges, but not lately cause I haven't been playing enough Death Stranding role.
Oh, is that Sam Bridges?
NZ waving hand.
Just quickly sorting the broadcast chat to speech. We'll take that off. There we go. Right, we're good to go. I do apologise for that. Nevertheless, it is go time for the boys out on track. And those of you that have joined into this stream, you are participating in your viewermanship with the Alien Lobby. Appreciate it, John. Take care of yourself, mate. We'll see you soon. Look after yourself, brother. Brother B. You roll, brother, you roll. Okay, so it looks as though Juha is stung. Brigsby pun there. With a half-a-second penalty there as he crosses the line. So let's jump on board with Hellenius, who is occupying P1 with a 1:49.67. So I'm pretty sure we'll see some improvements on that time, but nevertheless he is currently in provisional pole position, but now only by 3.5 tenths of a second as Easttown, the absolute legend, who doesn't want me to have him on stream, so we'll jump off, but he is only 3.5 tenths of a second behind Hellenius in P1. Shane, the Irish legend, come to breathe some fire on track today here at Catalonia, and he's currently occupying P3, just under 3 tenths of a second, separating him to Easttown as the Irish chase down the German. And we've got the South African in P4, King of Monza. I'm not driving, no, I'm just doing comms, probably doing comms for something else tomorrow as well, actually. Tomorrow at 8, same time. But nevertheless, Mr. Huskonen in the Honda NSX with some pretty cool looking liveries, or stickers if you will, on the side, although they're reflective. And crossing the line, taking P6 in the McLaren is JP. And Tonic now P3. And into the pits for the Porsche of Raoud. Meaning, so Easttown P2 to P4, Tonic P3. And Mr. Tic Tac. I used to love them Tic Tacs as well, the orange and green ones. But without going too much off topic, is currently occupying P2 and only 2 tenths of a second separate himself to Hellenius in P1. Yeah, well, Group 2, as long as I don't have to use DRS in the CLK, I'll probably give it a go myself. I do hope that it is like full rainbow in each of the races, because I would enjoy that if I'm honest. But we're going to stay on board as it comes through to the final 4 corners here. And coming up to the final sector here, or the penultimate corner if you will, where you want to be just lifting the throttle but not all the way. Still want to keep some balance through the car and maximise grip. And that is a 140, not quite able to capitalise on his time. Therefore he is still side by side. He is still on the first row of the grids with Hellenius, who is actually just ahead. So, yeah. And Tonic making his way through P3. He's side by side with Easttown in P4, who's currently in the pit, so we'll be getting a fresh set of softs on for the remainder of the qualifying session before we kick off round 3 of the eDTM here in the Alien lobby. And chasing down that tic-tac goes the Irish Dragon. And out of the pits for Easttown. King of Monza currently occupying P5, 3/10 of a second separating him to P4. And coming through the final corner goes King of Monza, 1.3 seconds separating himself to Hellenius up in P1, but he crosses that line, not quite able to capitalise on anything yet. We'll jump on board with Tonic, who makes his way through the final corner here at Catalunya. Time is running out for the drivers on track. He crosses that line, 0.8 is the difference between him and P1, but he is still just ahead of Easttown. They'll go side by side on the grid, but of course these are provisional positions. Let's see what Easttown can do here. How's it going, Alto? Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you popping by. And through the final right-hander of the wonderful Catalunya. Great track it is to drive on, that's for sure. John's gone, my G. Crosses that line, and that is P5. So he has lost a position to JR, currently occupying P4, who is now 880 from Hellenius, and Tonic is 818. So Tonic is side by side, but so we're on a very similar lap times here in qualifying. Okay, crossing the line, not quite able to capitalise though. Let's see what he could do here as he makes his way through the penultimate section of Catalunya. Yeah, they're a funny one, that's for sure, Alto. Next week's looking interesting as well. And crossing that line, P2, half a tenth. Sorry, half a tenth. Half a second separating him to P1, still holding on to P1. It's the legendary Hellenius. And next across start-finish line is the King of Monza, who's worked his way up from P5 to P3. Easttown now finds himself in P6. Tonic P4. See what Shane can do in a moment, but we will just stay on board with the King of Monza as he traverses his way through the final sector here at Catalonia to put that time down. Can he capitalise on P3? Very close to P2, not quite able to make it work on that occasion. And nevertheless, Shane is about to cross that line as well. And not quite able to capitalise either in the McLaren GT3. JR next to cross that line then, coming up to the penultimate section of the wonderful circuit of Barcelona, maximising those track limits, getting as much horsepower down as early as possible. Hey, how's it going, Les? And now only 6/10. Tonic pushed into the front of the third row of the grid start here for the eDTM Season 4 Round 3. Fastest lap 1:39.950 for Hellenius. King of Monza is crossing that start finish line, and P2.4 from Hellenius, still holding on to that P1. Pace Motorsport, is that oh, I think it is. Yes, green. Waving the colours of South Africa there. It's 40 minutes, so I'm assuming 20 laps. See, keep an eye. Oh, Tonic's taken P3 back. Look at the difference as he is side by side with JP in P4, a 0.007. You can't even blink that fast. Those two are very close. It's going to be interesting to watch these two fight it out, and it's great to have Shane back with us. It's good to be able to commentate for him as he joins us in his McLaren GT3 here today. And crosses that line, Tonic P3, King of Monza P2. So let's move on to the rest of the drivers. Next to cross that line was Hellenius, and 0.2 of a tenth separating him and King of Monza, 0.2 separating him and Tonic, I don't even, that's just so fast. There's literally no time at all separating Shane to JP, who JP is still in his final sector though. He makes his way for the final penultimate corner here at Barcelona. Dirk, howdy doodle, mate. Good luck for your races this evening. Thank you for popping by, and everyone that's in chat. I do appreciate those that have smashed that like button, of course. The infamous likeage as JP crosses that line and takes P3, putting himself side by side with the South African king of Monza. Tonic now front row of the third grid, side by side with Easttown. And JR with P7. JP makes his way up into P3. So this is going to be an absolute cracker of a race, as they always are. It's going to be interesting to see the drivers compete it out here for round 3 in the Alien Lobby for the eDTM. And of course, just looking at those times right there, this is going to be a cracker. Very, very close racing, and we've got some very, very quick drivers. So taking a quick look then at these on pole. Well, good luck to you, Dirk. Good luck for your race, mate. That's an epic. Don't push too much. Just keep it nice and steady, my friend. Keep it nice and steady, and bring her home for a good result. McLaren is a really nice handling car. Gr3, it's one of the first Gr3 car. Yeah, same. It's funny that, because especially with the new update, it is a lot. The MR cars are a lot easier to drive on wheel now. They feel the same, but there's just a little bit more realistic play, if you will. Angela, howdy doodle. So we've got the 3 finish taking P1, 2, and 3. Slady, my G, welcome along. Appreciate you all popping in and smashing that like itch. But it does look as though Hellenius is the one and only driver to hit the 39s. 0.2 of a second are separating him to the first and rest of the drivers. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how he's going to be able to cope within the race, because race pace is always different. There's a lot more to focus. After all, fastest laps are, you know, a one-time thing. That's it, Alto. That's it, Alto. And then side by side, we've got Hellenius and MP. I'm not sure how to pronounce these. I do apologise. But second grid on the row, we have JP taking third place, and side by side with him, we have the King of Monza. And third row is Shane and Easttown. Fourth row, we've got JR and MH in the Honda and Porsche. So we've got a beautiful array of cars. The McLaren seems to be a pretty popular choice as the 650S GT3. 2015 edition, though. Looks like we are ready to kick this off. Of course, drivers can choose between the softs and mediums for race start. Of course, does affect the layout, and of course when they do pit and when they pit at different times, has a huge outcome. Pitting at the right time has a huge outcome on the race, and we're going to see exactly what we can do here. And here we go. The Season 4, Round 3 of the eDTM Alien Lobby at Barcelona at the wonderful Catalunya is about to get underway. And we are waiting for that infamous Green as the red lights are on and are about to drop for Season 4, Round 3 of the eDTM at Catalunya, and it's a green, go. The two McLarens up at the front, the Aston Martin in P3, the drivers already taking their positions, not too much drama as they come up to turn 1 here at Catalunya. We've got the Porsche in the background taking the racing line, the Honda NSX is on the inside line, Hellenius is down the outside line, he's lost that to the inside of MP taking P1 side by side, go JP and Hellenius. King of Monza finds himself in P4 as he watches the two McLarens battle it out as he is on the bumper there into the right-hander of Coca-Cola. McLaren of MP is holding off a solid P1 here as P2, 3, 4. We've got P4 and 5 battling it out. P6 is looking on the inside line as Shane now loses out a couple of positions there. He's on the outside line, doesn't have the inside line into that corner there, and he's going to have to give way to JR, who takes that position into the right-hander here. You want to get this as smoothly as possible. You don't want to lift too much, carry as much speed as you can, and then you want to be heavy on the brakes, down into first gear into the final sector here at Catalunya. And we do have the different layout of Barcelona here, and the top 3 fighting it out as the King of Monza is in the slipstream of JP. Into the final right-hand corner and hurtling down to that start-finish line here at Barcelona. It looks as though Hellenius is going to go make that move side by side with MP, and he's took the position. What are we going to see here? Are we going to see fireworks? Is he going to concede? Is he going to be able to take that racing line? He's had to concede a little bit. I don't know whether that's going to affect his racing line and average speed through this sector here. We want to be as smooth as possible. JP with a pretty decent line there as the King of Monza falls back by a tenth or two, hard on the brakes into the right hand of Coca-Cola, and it looks as though MP has firmly lost that position to Hellenius, taking back his podium P1 glory. Tenths, 1.5 tenths of a second separating this fight for P2. And look at how close all of these boys are as they hurtle their way into a heavy braking section down into first gear. We want to get as much rotation as possible, but also not lose out on momentum and exit speed, as the King of Monza is in slipstream range still of the podium pack, making their way for the penultimate section here at Barcelona. And look at that, 2.8, a 0.28, sorry. Are making their way down into the first right-hander of Elf and into this right-hander of Renault, where you want to be just lifting off the throttle. Hellenius out of slipstream range though, and absolutely loving life, but we have a fight on our hands here with JR and Tonic. Tonic looking to take the inside line there. He's giving it all he's got and give absolute beautiful driving prowess here and respect between the drivers on track. That is of course what we love to see, as the King of Monza is hot under pressure as well, it seems. From this pack, such close racing. It's going to be down to who is going to be able to get them fastest times down there, and I think consistency does play a bigger key than just having the fastest lap. But the Porsche, you see the Porsche's rotation there, very, very stable car, as the mid-engined McLaren 650S, driven by the Irish tonic Shane there, making his way through the final right-hander of New Holland and up to that start finish. The King of Monza P4, my favourite position, and not just because my name is TMK444, but because you are right in view of the podium power. You are chasing down that glory, and he is currently putting the pressure on MP there in P3 in the tic-tac coloured McLaren 650S. Making his way through Seat and into the left-hander of Worth, where it's a very awkward corner, not too much camber, but a little bit to work with, but you can still lose the end there as they make their way up to the right-hander of Kampsa. And hard on the brakes into La Caixa. And the right-hander of Sabadell into the right-hander of Europe car. Penultimate sector, and finishing it off with New Holland goes the King of Monza, still in slipstream range, 0.4 of a second. Has he got a better run here though? He's in the slipstream, he is pulling him in. Let's just have a quick little look at the drivers here. Tonic is in the slipstream range here. Let's just jump on board with JR. We should be able to get a shot of all four cars, as King of Monza not making a move there into turn 1 of Elf here at Barcelona. And through the right-hander of Renault into Seat go the drivers, and it looks as though Tonic is within a shout of taking the position away from JR there in P5, but we do have a fair bit of the race left to go, so racing incidents most certainly do occur. We'll see what happens and what tyre choices they have already chosen for the race start, and when they go into the pits, and what tyres they will go on will of course have a drastic effect on the end result there. First gear exiting the McLaren, quite a long gear in the 650S, it must be said, in first. And through Europe car and into the pits for lap 5 for Shane. That's a very interesting decision. He's on the medium, so he's going to go softs. So 15 laps on softs, is that even possible? Nevertheless, we will find out as the McLaren team eagerly await Shane's arrival in the McLaren 650S. And there we are. Fresh set of sticky softs on. A little bit of fuel to carry him to the end. I'm curious, unless he's just sticking it. Yeah, no, he's stuck the mediums on, softs on, sorry. And he's got absolutely no dramas ahead of him, so he could just have a clean run now. So hopefully he stays in between the pit lines, I'm sure he will. And out of the pits for Shane then. So that's an interesting tactic. We'll keep an eye on the Irish Dragon and see how he fares in the remainder of this race. Helenius 1.6 seconds ahead of JP. but look how close the drivers are. It's not really that much time at all, even though it is a fair amount of time at the same time with racing. That can all change within a blink of an eye. It just takes one loose end or a corner to just catch you out of surprise, and the rest of the drivers will be making their way up, smelling that blood and hunting the driver down in P1. But he is well and truly a second up the road out of the way of slipstream range. But JP also hunting down Hellenius. We'll have to keep an eye on those two continue to fight it out, as he is not that far away, but also 2 seconds up the road from P3, who is now just out of slipstream range of the King of Monza. The King of Monza is going to have to make a few moves here. Consistent 140s. So he's getting quicker laps, actually, than P3. But he's going to have to keep that consistency to be able to stay within slipstream range and then draw him back for the remainder of this race. But again, tyre choice is, of course, a factor. JR P5. Good afternoon, Rob. Welcome along. 7 laps in of a 20-lap race in the Alien Lobby for Season 4, Round 3 of the eDTM. Look how close those 4 drivers are as they make their way up to La Caixa. How are you keeping? Well, good sir. Appreciate you popping along. Into the right-hander of Eurocar, sorry. And the final right-hander of New Holland. Not quite able to get that slipstream back though from P3. So P3 might just have enough for the remainder of this race to hold on to that podium, but we will see what happens. Of course, we've got that pit stop, tyre changes and racing incidents to come to play. Keith, how are we doing? Welcome along, sir. Thank you for joining us on such a momentous event for the eDTM here, as Season 4 Round 3 is underway and soon to be over. Still 2.3 though, so P3 is pulling away from P4 and P2 is pulling away from P3. And P1 is actually also pulling away from P2, but only just. You are talking the most fractional margins here and there throughout the course of Catalonia's circuit. But incredible driving and stung with a half a second penalty going to JP. He is going to be screaming down the down his rig there at home. And that means MP is going to be smelling blood, as AP2 is now in the shout. I think you're absolutely spot on with that one, Mew. I think you've hit the nail on the head, my friend. So then, coming up to that line, and time is being served. MP hot on the heels a second. He's going to be in slipstream range. Not quite able to make it happen though, I don't think. One-4 is there. Supremely consistent driving here from MP and P3, the Finnish driver. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Alto. The remastered versions as well, you know what I mean? They've got to be done. And if you've got a PS5, I think you're going to be in for a bigger treat because of the controller. It really is groundbreaking, in my opinion. But nevertheless, that's given a 1.4 second lead. He needs Slipstream's length to be in the Slipstream's length of JP up in P2. Now 3.5 seconds separating P1 to P2 as Hellenius continues to dominate the track here for round 3 at Catalonia for the eDTM. And even more breathing space, so it's just a case of bringing that bacon home there for Hellenius there up in P1. Keep an eye on that delta between P2 and 3 there. Pretty consistent. Now back into the 1.2s though. He has got it in him, but let's see what he can do here. King of Monza, 4.5 seconds separating himself to P3 now. So this podium pack is still fighting it out over halfway. JP 1.1 seconds. So MP is actually hunting JP down. JR in the pits. So he's going to be on a fresh set of softs, as is Huskinen going to be on a fresh set of softs as well. Into the pits. The poor Porsche boys earning the paychecks. And out of the pits with a fresh set of softs, as is Huskinen in the Honda NSX. And behind him is Easttown. Coming side by side with Huskinen as they make their way through. Renault there. 4.004 is now separating P1 to P2. But look at this, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fight on our hands as MP is somehow got some brilliant pace. Again, I'm not sure on the tyre choices here. Both drivers are yet to pit, but look at this. Smelling blood and on the hunt now. Side by side. Oh, JP, but JP's just able to hold on there. And he's got a ½ second penalty. MP is going to be absolutely loving this. He doesn't really need to make a move now because he's already got the position as long as he can stay within slipstream range. He has got all of that covered. And here we go. Penalty's being served. He's going to go for the inside line. He's going to have to go for the... He's not going to be able to get there in time. Not quite able to make it happen. JP is still able to hold off on P2. Silver is potentially the end result here for JP, but MP is still hot on the heels. He's got a better line here. Can he get a good exit? It looks as though JR had a pretty good exit as well. Are they going to go into the pit stop here? Oh, it's all up for questioning. No, they're not. They're going to continue to fight it out, and MP wants that slipstream as he knows he's going to get some free time here and continue to put the pressure on JP. .5. Just out of slipstream range now, though. Are they going to make a move into the pits here, though? They're going to have to, surely, unless they're going to do 15 laps on softs. Nope. They're staying out. MP has lost a bit of time there, and JP's gained. And nearly 5 seconds are separating P1 to P2, as King of Monza 7.3 seconds down the road from the podium pack. But we've got a team of 3 here fighting it out. Very wide. 1.6 seconds, but yet again another half a second penalty. Mr. Tic Tac's gonna have to capitalize. Can he do anything here? Penalty being served in the slipstream range, not going to make anything happen though. Is he gonna make the slipstream range? Five laps remaining. All of the drivers are making their way into the pits, but Mr. JP is the only one who's decided to do an extra lap, I'm assuming on the softs, and then it's going to be onto the mediums. So remember, JP and MP, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Yeah, it'd be good to see you boys over in the in my other channel, if of course you're interested in the gaming side of things as well. But Helenius first out of the pits and on a fresh set of sticky mediums. Let's see what happens then between JP and MP, who's also just making his way out of the pits. Okie doke. Should be making the pit stop here. And yeah. So we're going to keep an eye on JP then, as MP is making his way through Barcelona for round 3 of the eDTM. And the McLaren boys waiting to earn their paycheck as they have a fresh set of sticky medium Michelins there, ready to go on the Finnish drivers 650S. Up we go, off and on, fueling up. Beautiful gold rims. And MP making his way through. JP coming out of the pits. Where are they going to land? Oh my good lord, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Not quite able to make anything happen, and still out of slipstream range, but he does have better tyres because they are going to be in optimum temperature. It takes 2 laps to get your tyres up to optimum temperature. So can MP make anything happen? He's got that slipstream. He's nearly got that slipstream. Oh my good lord. And JP is just beginning to make his way out on them tyres. So Shane has made his way up into P4 and now is in the hunt of P3, and I do believe he's on the softs, whereas MP is on the mediums and he's only got 4 laps left to go. Look at this. I think Tonic's going to get a podium here, potentially even a P2. Let's see what this dude can make happen here. The King of Monza finds his way in P5. Slipstream range for Tonic. The early choice of medium tyres and the pit stop on lap 5 has paid off for the Irish Dragon Shane, currently occupying PTMK in P4 there, and is now chasing down P3. Let's see exactly what he can make happen here, but time is running out for the drivers on track. 1.3 seconds separate, 1.2 now separating P3 to P2 as JP still holding off a silver position there. 7 seconds though separating P1 to P2 as Hellenius just puts on an absolute clinic up in P1. Just out of slipstream range. Tonic's going to be kicking himself there. This is where you need it though, as he comes into the final 3-ish laps. In fact, I think we've actually got 5 laps left to go into the slipstream range. Shane, lap 15, a 141.444. I like those numbers. Very godlike there. Well, he's got the slip, but can he get the run? Can he make it happen? Can he do what is needed in the remaining sectors? 1.5 seconds separating MP to JP as the podium pack continue to battle it out for position here for Season 4, Round 3 of the eDTM here at Catalonia. Hard on the brakes and up to the right-hander of Europcar. Nice and smooth. Want to be consistent here. In and out of slipstream range, which is going to be frustrating for Tonic. Of course, I know he's going to be on used softs, but it's all about loading the tyres softly when your tyres are wearing out, because you still have an immense amount of grip. You've just got to bed them into the corner. You don't really have that initial grip and snap that you usually do from a fresh set of softs. Exactly, Christian. Exactly. I think me and Shane have got some spiritual connection going on here. I keep seeing all the fours with him. No lie, no lie. Love it. I am seriously impressed with all of these drivers. They're all putting on an absolute masterclass. Lap after lap. Pressure. You know, I mean, look at this. The podium pack. 3 cars fighting for P2, 3 and 4 here. Or fighting for P2 and 3 rather. You're joking, Christian. I do feel good vibes from you, mate, since day one. I gotta be honest. Call me superstitious or whatever you want to call it, but I am a bit that way. Half a second is gonna sting MP in the Viper, the Tic Tac Viper. And Tonic's going to be loving that. Not quite able to make anything happen. I think the softs are just beginning to wear out a little bit too much there, but nevertheless they're going to continue to fight it out. Half-second penalty is going to have to be served, and that's going to give Tonic a sniff of blood. Penalty being served. Tonic on the outside, not quite able to make anything happen, but he's looking for the inside line. Is he able to make anything happen? Not quite able to get the inside of his McLaren side by side with a fellow McLaren 650S there, but I saw a .444 there between Tonic in P4 chasing down that podium position. P3 currently occupied by MP in the Tic Tac Viper 658S. The race is coming to a close. We've got about 2.5-3 laps left to go. Appreciate it, Tim. Take care of yourself, matey. And he's taking the outside line. Tonic in slipstream range as they hurtle their way across that start-finish line here for Season 4, Round 3 of the eDTM. Half a second separating that podium position. Can Tonic make it happen? 2-3 laps. Absolutely, Christian. I don't doubt that for 1 second, my friend, as we watch P4 hunt down P3 as the McLaren 650S is both on different compounds, and of course the mediums are going to begin to wear down as well. We do have to consider that, but it looks as though MP might just have that consistency to be able to pull away. But then, I don't know, Tony looks as though he's just also got it within him to keep in slipstream range and potentially capitalize on anything that is to come to fruition here for the remainder of this race. For the eDTM Season 4 Round 3 here at Catalonia. Lap 21 and through the final penultimate section here at Catalonia, still in slipstream range. Let's just quickly check the rest of the drivers. Dangly, good to see you. I nearly said it. I suppose I could though, couldn't I really? The legendary Dangly Balls is in chat. So King of Monza finding himself in P5 is the South African. JR in with a shout of P5. We'll see whether King of Monza and the Austin Martin can hold off to the Porsche there in P6. Huskin in P7 in the Honda NSX. Easttown in the Mercedes GT3. 7 seconds still for P1. And nearly 3 seconds separating P2 and 3, but the hunt for P3 is still on for Shane. What's going on here? Drama is occurring, and JP, I think, has perhaps taken a penalty there and has now gone from P2 to P4, meaning Tonic's got that podium position and is now fighting for P2. Drama is unfolding through the final sector. Tonic on the softs, JP and MP on the mediums. It looks as though the drivers are settling in to their positions, but anything can happen. We're going to keep an eye on P3, so we've got a good view of P1, 2, 3, 4 as we bring this race to a close. It looks as though we are on the remaining lap or two here, as MP looks as though he's got his stride for the remainder of round 3's eDTM race here at Catalonia. King of Monza though nearly under slipstream range of that Porsche of JR. Oh, is he really? That's awesome, Mew. I hope he wins, genuinely. I'm rooting for Nick. He is a goat. Shane's going to be absolutely loving taking a podium position, but also a well-deserved podium position, keeping a very consistent drive and very nearly ending up with a P2 here. Still potentially able to end up with a P2, but we'll see what happens. I think that's even more incredible that he's doing it in VR, to be honest, and I cannot wait to get mine. Ah, nice one, Nick. Final lap. Alenius is coming up to the final sectors here then. MPP2, 2.7 seconds up the road from Tonic, who's took a P3. Easttown's crossing that line and finishing the... Well, if you don't mind. The race there, 10 seconds over 24 laps, just under half a second a lap quicker than the rest of the drivers here. But they're coming up to the final sector here. Helenius makes his way up to the penultimate corner into Europe car and the final right-hander of New Holland. And that is an absolute clinic and a masterclass. Well-deserved P1 from Helenius there. Absolute masterclass. And MP looks as though he's going to take a P2, but I'm going to have to jump on board as Tonic is having to defend a P3 as JP wants that P3 back in the slipstream range on the outside line. They go side by side and JP takes P3 back from Tonic. Oh my good lord, right on the last corner. King of Monza P5, JR P6, Huskinen P7. What happened there? Oh my lord. That was insane. What a finish by the finish. That's wow. Might have to have a quick little look there and see what happened. I'm not sure what you mean there, Christian, to be honest. Oh, Tonic underfueled. No, that... He would have... Oh, if he didn't have to refuel, that could have been a potential P2 there then for Tonic, but he's lost out right on the last lap and took a P4. Appreciate it, Tim, mate. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, it's been a cracking race as well. It's been a cracking race. Looking forward to doing comms tomorrow for you. So for those of you that are in chat, we are also going to be doing some comms tomorrow, which is a new one, Sunday evening, with the legendary Techno Tim himself, an absolute legend. So we're going to be doing commentary for a race tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK time. I think that's correct, isn't it, Tim? Start time? Unts, unts, unts. Nuts, nuts, nuts. Huh? What am I doing wrong here? Yeah, no worries, Bray. I appreciate you popping by and smashing the infamous like it. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. My items. That's where I'm going wrong. It went alright, matey, thank you. It went alright, thank you. We've had some incredible action, and right at the last corner, we had an overtake, and I think losing out from, he went from P4 to P3, and then the guy that lost out from P2 to P4 went from P4 to P3 right at the last corner. Forgot to refuel though, did Tonic, and otherwise I reckon he'd have took P2 actually. But yeah, it was cracking, mate. Last corner, yeah, I'll show you in a second. Okay. Good if you could just hold it down rather than having to keep pressing it. Hello, Phil. Good to see you, buddy. How you doing? That's dead annoying. And you get a nice little beep every now and then as well. Right, so he's took P3 there. I'm happy to hear that, Phil. I'm happy to hear that. JP's now P4. He was P2 all that time. He literally only just lost it from lap 22 or lap 23 even. Like deployed. Legend, mate. Legend. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Lap 23. I think we're on the last lap, so I wonder whether we can actually see his fuel levels. Yeah, so he's actually running out of fuel there. So now he's on the last lap. Okay. Look at them left tyres. On the softs as well, changed lap 3. And then, hey, how's it going, Shane? Yeah, we're just checking it out. He's low on fuel, but nowhere near as low as you. Yeah, you've just under fueled, haven't you? And he's on some fresh mediums. How are the softs handling at this point? I was curious. JP's really pushing as well. Tires are fine, could do more laps. Yeah, the new tyre model, the new upgrade in that upload, if you will, seems to have, like, even though the tyres are wearing down, you've still got durability in them. If you know what I mean, which I'm sure you do. But yeah, I think you made the right choice. Just unlucky there, mate. You really were. I reckon you'd have took P2. I really do reckon you'd have took P2 if it was just a little bit different. But look, JP's really taking that. And on the outside line, and there it is. Oh! Dude. Yeah. No. As if. How annoying. Either way, incredible race, mate. Do you know what I mean? That really was, it was a good watch. It was a good watch. Just, I can't believe it happened there, you know? Go, and then boom. Ah! What can you do, mate? Eh? Either way, absolutely incredible effort from all of the drivers there, and another incredible effort from Hellenius, taking a solid P1. But I think that is going to have to be it from me, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everyone that's joined in, smashed that like, and been a part of the community. It's been great to host another live comms for the eDTM. Appreciate it, Mew. Very much so. And we are going to be back with you in a few weeks' time for round 4. Season 4, round 4. I'm expecting some good racing, especially from you, Tonic, Mr. 444. I don't know where you guys are next week. I don't know if anyone could just say that in chat just before we end the stream quickly. But nevertheless, we're going to be back with another one as the boys continue to fight it out and everyone making their way back home after race 3 of the eDTM here in the crowd at Barcelona. Appreciate it, Tonic. Thanks very much, Shane. Great driving and good luck to you for the next race. I'm sure you've, like you say, you've definitely got it in you. You're very close for a P2, so I'm going to be rooting for you. Next race. Take care of yourself, boys and girls. Until we see you next time. Ciao, ciao. Hoorah.